The City of Barrie is expanding its traffic speed camera enforcement. Automated speed enforcement cameras went live on December 1st last year. In the first 3 months only, they garnered nearly $500,000 in revenue for the city. During a city council meeting on Wednesday, Mayor Alex Nuttall noted that the cameras also help slow down traffic.
Based on the results that we've seen, reduction of speeds, it results in a safer community. And that's what we're after. The dollars associated seem to get the headlines. The safer kids going to schools is what matters at the end of the day.
The use of these cameras is also cost effective for the city. It cost only $17 to process a camera speeding ticket compared to $55 in the traditional court system. Two screening officers and junior prosecutors are being funded by additional automated speed enforcement program revenue. Further hiring will be based on the volume of violations, with one officer authorized for every additional 40,000 violations in Barrie. These cameras will be rotated through 27 designated community safety zones throughout Barrie. In other news, Mayor Alex Nuttall celebrated two Barrie teams at City Hall for their victories. The St. Joseph's Catholic High School Jaguars senior boys basketball team won the championship on March 6th, and Barrie Royals under-11 girls basketball team also secured a provincial title on March 25th, winning their second consecutive championship. Following is the video of the meeting. Please follow the timestamp to jump to the relevant section of the video.
Moved by myself, second by Councilor Morales, that Section G of the General Committee Report dated April 23rd, 2024, now circulated, be adopted.
It's moved by Deputy Mayor Thompson, seconded by Councilor Morales, that Section G of General Committee Report dated April 23rd, 2024, now circulated to be adopted, 24G 100, Administrative Penalty System. Any questions or comments? Councilor Harvey.
Thank you, Mayor Nuttall. I have an amendment moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Harris, that motion 24G-100 of Section G of the General Committee Report dated April 23rd, 2024, concerning the administrative penalty system be amended by 1. Deleting paragraph 3 and replacing it with the following: that the city clerk be authorized to hire 2 screening officers / junior prosecutors funded by the Automated Speed Enforcement Program revenue, and staff report back to General Committee regarding any additional resource requirements due to the volume of violations to be processed, and 2. Deleting paragraph 6.
It's moved by Councilor Harvey and seconded by Councilor Harris that motion 24G-100 of Section G of the General Committee Report dated April 23rd, 2024, concerning the administrative penalty system be amended by 1. Deleting paragraph 3 and replacing it with the following: that the city clerk be authorized to hire 2 screening officers, junior prosecutors funded by additional Automated Speed Enforcement Program revenue, and staff report back to the General Committee regarding any additional resource requirements due to the volume of violations to be processed, and 2. Deleting paragraph 6. Councillor Harvey.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor Nuttall. For the most part, it's pretty self-explanatory, but I know last week we had quite the discussion around whether or not the one piece on Section 3 that I'm amending, whether or not 40,000 violations was the magic number or not. And it seems that there's just not enough data available right now to say that that is the number. And that's why through some further discussions with the city clerk, who is also the director of legislative services, and then also later today we did receive that updated memo from her also regarding this, with this being one of the options. So all it's doing is putting a pause on these additional automatic hires every 40,000 violations, and giving staff the initial 2 screening officers and junior prosecutors that they're requesting, and then reporting back, so then that way we can determine probably a lot better and more accurate, because then they'll have more data as to how many people they're going to need per violations for future hires.
Thank you, Councillor. Any other questions or comments on the motion? Over to you, Councillor Corser.
Through you, Mayor Nuttall, to Councillor Harvey, I'm just wondering of the request to cancel paragraph 6, that for reporting back annually to advise of the number of violations issued, process, associated resources that have been retained. I'm just wondering if, because I would like to see that piece just for informational purposes.
So I'm going to pass that one to the clerk because that piece of it was on the recommendation of
That I
of the
missed.
clerk.
Okay.
Through you, Mayor Nuttall, to Councillor Corser. We deleted paragraph 6 because we kind of covered it off in the amendment in paragraph 3 for staff to report back. So we're just deleting redundancy in the motion to have it, staff kind of report back twice when we're reporting back anyway.
Okay, so this isn't to erase staff, stop staff from reporting back, it's just in this context. Okay, perfect, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Councillor Hamilton.
Thank you, and through you. Sorry, just to pick up on what Councillor Cursa says. So part of item number 6 is for staff to report back on the number of violations issued and processed, and then the associated resources. So are we still going to hear back on the number of violations issued and processed? Because that's not captured in number 3.
Through you, Mayor Nuttall, to Councillor Hamilton, we would include the number of violations when we report back. We probably will need more staff, so there'll be a report back anyway.
Okay, and a quick follow-up, if I may. Just because staff had put this forward as a recommendation, just given sort of the volumes that we're anticipating and the necessary resources to deal with it, does staff have any input in regards to if we're not granted sort of that flexibility to add staff when you need it as we're ramping up, are we seeing or predicting perhaps, some issues with efficiencies and effectiveness of delivering the program by having to come back and having obviously probably a lag period, or I just would like to sort of hear staff input on what the risk is if we do remove this at the outset.
Mayor Nuttall, through you to Councillor Hamilton. The intent of the original direction was to provide that flexibility so that we could address streamlining responses, so and ensure that we weren't delaying the timeline to actual screening review with a contravener. However, there isn't a lot of data as it relates to ASC cameras and the amount of people who will be taking that to screening review. There is the possibility that not having that authority may extend a period slightly, so for people to get to a screening review, but we would have the opportunity to report back, and if it was an urgent situation, we would speak with the clerk about the potential to call a special meeting for that. The intent was to allow us to deal with that, but recognizing council's concern with the lack of data, we've included the option for us to report back.
Okay, thank you. I don't share the same concern. I think staff should be given this type of flexibility to deal with demands and resourcing. So if my colleagues feel more comfortable having to come back, that's fine. But yeah, I sort of feel in this case, this is what we're hiring staff to do, right? But I will respect the amendment coming forward.
Thank you, Councillor Hamilton. I believe there was a point of clarification.
Yeah, if I couldn't, you can either say yay or nay to the question, but I just wanted to raise a point of clarity that outside of what the original motion was, I know it's happened in the past that the CAO has the ability to hire people as he sees fit if that urgency comes up and there's funding available.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Okay.
Yeah. More of a comment than a point of clarity, so I'll encompass it in my.
Okay, yeah, no, I was just wondering if the CAO wanted to clarify that was the case, but.
Okay. Mr. CAO, you have a question.
Through you, Mayor Nuttall, to Councillor Harvey. We do have the ability to bring on staff, not permanent full-time staff, which, to be honest, at this time does make recruitment more challenging. So while we can plug some of the holes, we can't always get all of the candidates that we would look for with the highest and best quality in a tough market. So it is possible, but not always practical. Councillor Harvey would be my answer.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? I'm going to go with Councillor Corser, then Councillor Rietma.
waiting for you to speak, sorry. Just a point of clarification, again, that the number 6 erasing that paragraph, that doesn't handcuff us of requesting for more reports quarterly. I was looking for more reports of infractions coming back to community safety.
So, Councillor Crosser, I think that through our KPI process that's ongoing, I think that's probably one of the items that you could request on behalf of community safety. I don't think it would be something that would, this motion wouldn't stop you from asking those questions.
Okay.
Councillor Rietma.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We had quite a discussion about this last week. I find myself not feeling strongly one way or the other, but I do think that Councillor Harvey's amendment does move the ball forward, and I think it's probably a good solution at this point. And frankly, if staff discover that, rather than 40,000 items, they're swamped at 25,000, they'll probably come back really quickly to us to ask for more staff. So I think that gives us the flexibility, and at the same time, I don't want to be micromanaging, but it's a new program, so I'll be supporting the amendment, I think.
Thank you, Councillor. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, I just want to, first of all, Mr. Bass, last week you got a thank you and a congratulations in the middle of a debate. So I want to pull back from, it's one of the nice things about City Council, right? It's a different format, and really do want to say thank you on behalf of Council, and quite frankly, on behalf of the community, because based on the results that we've seen, reduction of speeds, it results in a safer community. And that's what we're after. The dollars associated seem to get the headlines. The safer kids going to schools is what matters at the end of the day. So thank you to you and your team for being a big part of making that work and making that happen. In terms of the numbers, I think we're in the neighborhood of annualized numbers of 50 some odd thousand tickets or something like that, if we continued at the same rate. Is that correct?
Through Mayor Nuttall, is 50,000? I'm just asking Roger because I'm not quite sure.
Mayor Nuttall, if you'll beg my indulgence here to speak. The information that we have to date was based on the limited number of resources we had to process violations. So, and also based on our first 2 locations that had the highest volume of speeding with the most speeding over the limit. So as we move to areas that had less volume of speeding and the rate of speed is lower, there will be less violations, but we have added resources since those positions in the Joint Processing Center are funded by LAS, the subsidiary of AMO, not by the city taxpayer. We've added more positions to process violations. We're able to process more than we were with only 1 staff initially and then a second one. We now have 3 staff, and will likely increase as other municipalities join Barrie as a processing center. So it's a little early for us to say 50,000 when we started with the sites that had the highest volume of traffic that was over the speed limit and the greatest amount of speed. And we also had very limited resources to manage reviewing camera images. So as our resources go up, we may have more violations that we issue, but the locations generally would have less speeding. So
I'll interpret that to, we went after the low-hanging fruit. We got to low-hanging fruit. There may be some fruit that we didn't get to because we didn't have enough resources, but generally, if we were to annualize out what we've already seen, it would be somewhere in the neighborhood of 50,000 infractions.
yes, we're cautiously saying that, given we haven't been at those locations yet.
Okay, awesome. So we're approving with the amendment here 2 personnel flex to basically put into one of two positions based on need and requirement, as I understand it. And then we were approving an additional staff member prior to the amendment for every 40,000 violations. And I guess if I can maybe hone in my comments from last week, it's difficult to say for me, based on the limited number of infractions, that we needed every 40,000. And I think that, you know, what our public servants were able to do during the week and provide us with a memo today, they said the same thing, actually. It's the most educated guess that they can give us of 40,000, but it's an educated guess in the sense that we don't have the past data to really back that up. And the variance between municipalities was 6 and 25% or something around there. And that's a pretty large variable. So I'm going to support the amendment. In fact, I would have supported this amendment last week. I ended up voting against the item last week. And I'll certainly support it tonight. And my feedback would be this, is that if there is an immediate need and we get that data that says, hey, we're falling behind, we're losing out, we're not enforcing our bylaws, and therefore it's not bringing down the speeds on the roads, then I would expect an immediate memo to council. And if we need to do a direct motion or a direct motion even without notice on this subject, I think everybody's prepped, right? We've got the staff report, we've got the memo, we've had the discussion. Doesn't matter which way you vote tonight. If staff come back and say we really, really need this, we're going to jump on it. The exception would be in the month of July, where we don't technically meet, and a special meeting would have to be called, as Ms. McAlpine previously outlined. But I'm not willing to go against what I feel is a transparency piece and an accountability piece for council with the public service, like not necessarily although over in the sense that that's our capacity, but with the public service where we say, you know what, carte blanche, we're going to pen and peg this as the number today, and we probably won't ask questions about it in 6 or 7 months because we just don't tend to do that. So that's where I feel we should go, so I'll support the amendment and understand if others don't, and we'll see if it passes or fails. With all that, those in favor of the amendment? It passes. And on the main motion, those in favor of the main motion as amended, and it passes.
I'm going to ask for a little bit of liberty here so that we could proceed with the presentation portion right off the bat, so that I quite literally don't have to hop back and forth. And so tonight, Madam Clerk, do I need to get a vote on that to change the order of the agenda?
Just an acknowledgement from council would be fine.
Is everyone okay with that? Wonderful. Thank you. So first of all, we'd like to recognize St. Joseph's Catholic High School senior boys basketball team on winning the gold medal at the OFSA Boys AA Basketball Championship. I'd like to congratulate St. Joseph's Catholic High School senior boys team on a fantastic season, and I'll now invite a representative of the team to the podium to say a few words about the season and help hand out their certificates.
So I just wanted to say thank you to the City of Barrie, the Mayor, all the councilors, including St. Joe's alumni, Mr. Morales, for having us here. I'm not sure if anybody else went to St. Joe's, but Our team is honored to be here tonight. And for me personally, my dad was the planning director for the city of Barrie for 27 years. So I've seen the great tradition by the city in honoring championship teams over the years at City Hall. So just our season highlights, we won 5 of 7 tournaments we went in this year. We were the Catholic champions, GBSA champions, and city champions, where we beat St. Peter's in the final. So I just got to apologize to our worship because I know he is a St. Peter's alumni. So, but I did talk to Stacey Levely, who coached you, and he said you could dunk back in the day. So maybe not now, but back in the day.
A couple videos.
There you go. And I told my guys that, and they were impressed by that. So we had an overall record of 36 wins and 2 losses. We were perfect 20-0 versus GBSSA competition this year, which is our local competition. We finished on a 22-game winning streak, which culminated in OFSA A championship in Ottawa, and this was the first OFSA basketball championship for a Barrie school in 28 years since Innisdale won it in 1996. So our senior boys basketball team was a very special team and the best team that I personally ever coached. We had a disappointing end to our season last year and losing to our rivals from Aurelia Patrick Fogarty. This gave us motivation going into our season, and we set out a goal to win GBs and make it to OFSA as the redeemed team. The boys were a very unselfish group that always worked together, sacrificing their individual successes for the success of their team. Their chemistry on the court and preaching strong team defense and sharing the ball on offense fueled our achievements on the court. At OFSA, the provincial championships, St. Joe's would beat Terrio from Timmins, Llewellyn from Sudbury, All Saints from Ottawa, and King's Christian from Oakville in the semifinals in a thrilling 2-point game. In the finals, we faced local school Ashbury College in a hostile local environment and started the game down 8-0. The boys righted the ship after that and came home with the 58-46 victory and the OFSA AA Boys Basketball Championship and the school's first ever OFSA team championship in any sport. So once again, I would just like to thank the City of Barrie and their staff present here today in allowing us to come together here tonight in recognition of our OFSA gold medals. Thank you. I can do it for you.
You want to call them and I'll hang them out? And
It's the other team.
beautiful.
Okay. Sure, absolutely, that'd be great. Okay, so I'll call them out here. So first off, we have number 3, Riley Walsh. Number 4, Captain Sean Harrington. And a side note, last time a Barrie school won was Innisdale in 1996, and Sean's dad, Paul Harrington, was one of their coaches. So we have that, got a connection. Number 5, Jonathan Warden, who's not here tonight. He's actually trying out for a Team Ontario baseball team, but I'll make sure he gets their certificate. Another captain, number 10, Ryan Harris. Number 11, Destiny Omori. Number 12, Matthias Lee. Number 14, Logan Forsythe. Number 15, Tristan Cooper. Number 20, Zakora Onwuka. Number 21, Joseph Chooch. Number 22, Will McCauley. Number 23, Adetoria Amuli. And last but not least, and always best dressed, number 24, Ebenezer Olechesi.
photo?
Absolutely, that'd be great. Yeah, thank you so much. Come on down, guys.
Members of council, I think the fact that I got ratted on I used to be able to dunk, I think these kids are probably thinking the only thing this guy's good for now is getting dunked on. And it's true. Come on, guys. I'll go in the back, you guys go in the front.
Cameras over here, okay. Yeah. Just go around the mayor. You need crouch?
This is the only crowd I've ever seen for the mayor. Yes, crowd in the front.
I don't know where to look. Can't see the mayor. Just look at the central. Yo, Will, you're covering the mayor.
Like, I'm in the red sweater. Can't really see.
Go ahead. Let them put the mayor back in. Who are you looking at? I don't know. Okay. Just look at his face, bro. Now let's go.
Thanks again.
There were certainly some times you stand up here and you go, I never thought I'd be giving out certificates to St. Joe's students. But congratulations to the team. And that team would obviously not be as strong without the coaching and the support from parents. So parents, coaching, and school, thank you so much for having such an impact on these great young people's lives. We're now going to move on to the second presentation of the night, and that is for the Barrie Royals Under-11 girls basketball team on winning the provincial championship. I'd like to congratulate the Under-11 girls team on a fantastic season, and I'll now invite a representative of the team to the podium to say a few words.
Well, thanks for having us back. We were just here a year ago. Appreciate it. Drew and St. Joe's. Well done. Awesome job, guys. So I just want to say congrats to our girls. Back-to-back champs. As far as I've been told, never been done in Royals' 39-year history. These girls have done it. So... 33-0 against their age group this year, so they dominated. So I'm so proud of them, proud of our coaches, our assistant coaches, amazing. Manager's not here, which is my wife, so I definitely have to give a shout out. Amazing job there. And parents, again, to bringing them to practice, doing it all for them, right? Appreciate everything you guys do. Thank you. Girls, come down again. Well, let me call your names and then come down.
I heard it was strong management, weak coaching. That's just what I heard.
Hey, all the time, that's what I hear. Yes. So, first off, we have Harper Batrick. London Hubin. Sage Barrowclough. Anna Pitts. Josephine Zyla. Sophia Dominelli.
Congratulations,
Isabella Ashwood.
Congratulations, Isabella.
Gwyneth Smizek. Did I get that right? Yes. Claire Gallagher. Haley Bartlett. Kayla Grant. And Pearl Tabika. And assistant coaches Paul Zyla and Jocelyn Hoopin. Girls, come down for your picture with. Oh.
It'll be easier to be seen on this one.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, you're right. Over here, face this way. Okay, girls, you got this.
Pearl down in front. Anna, just move over.
Guys.
Claire's car right here. Yeah, is your certificate backwards? Oh, wait, where's the certificate? Front row, knee, take a knee. That's good.
That was the update from City Hall. Thank you for watching.